This video is made for adult collectors because bro got done dirty in the film. Damn. I'm pretty sure like 80% of people watching this are gonna see this and think of that red couch and that Dark of the Moon shockwave. God, I regret selling mine now. And I'm sure most of that 80% only want this thing because of MGO's skits, and that's why I wanted one of these when I was younger. This is Dark of the Moon Megatron, a Voyager class figure that is so weird, but in a fun way. I'm noticing that with Dark of the Moon Voyagers. They're weird in a fun way. Except for Sentinel, he sucks. This thing isn't complete. It's missing half the black grill on the front. This was previously owned by my buddy Dan and sold to my local shop. I bought his copy at my local shop. And there's some blue on the hood. He has absolutely no idea where that came from. I love the way this looks though. It's such a classic now because goddamn, 2011 was 13 years ago. I hate time. But I like all the sculpted details and the lines. The unpainted gray is annoying, but the way they've distributed it around the figure makes it look like actual color scheme. This one also has a very gimped arm. I'll fix that later. I love the head sculpt. It's a very small head so that it fits in the cloak, but it looks cool. They light pipe the hole in his head too, which I think is kind of funny. But I now have someone I can give Evasion Mode Prime's gun to. Yay, except I can't put it in the correct arm because it's gimped and it actually can't hold the weight of itself. The cloak is a massive thing that hangs over his shoulder and is very static, but I prefer the look of this over the one that came with the Studio Series. My Studio Series one is the ride version, which doesn't actually come with a cloak though, so I don't even have that because it's based on the ride, and in the ride, he doesn't have a cloak because this is actually based on the guy wearing the suit in the ride that insults people and is really funny. He's also super clean, nothing random hanging off, and everything tabs together so well. And that's partially due to half the tanker being removable. It becomes, I know parts for me, it becomes his mech tech weapon, and this is definitely one of the cooler mech tech weapons. You press the plunger on the back and it springs claws forward and then like it locks if you twist it. That's sweet. He's also small though, like being both a Voyager and a fully integrated truck trailer thing, you'd expect it to be big, but those mech tech weapons probably sucked some of the money away from the toys, thus some of the Dark of the Moon toys were smaller than previous years. So I would say he's a 2011 toy, so articulation is not exactly the greatest, but this guy's articulation is insanely good for the time, so like, even if it is a bit awkward. So like, pain. But then again, Sentinel also came out during this time and Sentinel sucked. So the head is on a ball joint. He can look left and right. He can't really tilt. He can look up that far, all the way up, and he can look down all the way down, which is really nice. I like that. Shoulders can do a full 360 degrees. They go out up here. I kind of wish they went out here at this joint, but I don't know how much room there is for something like that. You do have a bicep swivel. You have double jointed elbows that bend all the way, and the wrists can bend inward, and then this arm, like I said, it's gimped. It's gimped. It doesn't like doing anything. He does have a waist joint, although it is all the way up here. So he does have that. And also when you're handling this figure, a lot of times I notice that this likes to move a lot, which is a tiny bit annoying. The hips can go forward about that far. They can go back. They can go in and out. You have above the knee rotation, so it still acts as a thigh swivel. It's just at the knee, and then nothing at the feet. So yeah, he's pretty. Oh, the backpack's coming undone again. He's pretty limited in his articulation. Also, these don't like staying up that much, but he's still fine. Like he gets into all the poses I like him to. But then again, in Dark of the Moon, Megatron doesn't really do much except for run around and then get his head cut off. So the robot is neat, aged, but still fun. I like it. He'll probably actually literally sit on my shelf because, haha, MGO reference. Now let's turn him into a truck, and this is a bit of a process. A very interesting process. I just punched the camera. Pretty interesting process, but a process nonetheless. So start with, we're going to fold the hands in because they're just going to get in the way, and then compress the grill down like that. Now we are going to open the back section up and pull out the grill, and that will unlock the neck so you can shove the neck into here. If you don't do that, you will snap this piece off, so make sure you pull the grill out first. Then you bring that up. Now what you want to do is you want to rotate the shoulders around and then rotate the arms so that the wheel arches are in the right position, and then bring this together. Now bringing this together and getting the grill lined up can be a bit of a chore. There's a few different like tabs and slots that need to be properly situated in here for this whole thing to work. Did I get it? I got it. Oh, it's come out. I got it again. Then you peg the grill together here and you shift it down and it will peg into the bumper. It's not the most secure connection there, but then this comes together and sort of locks everything into place. But first what we need to do is we need to rotate the waist 180 degrees and clip the windshield in. Now the arms will lock everything into place and then you can fold these smokestacks down. And that's the front of the truck done. That's probably the hardest part, is just getting everything lined up, because it can be really annoying. See, because it likes to come apart. It can be really annoying to do sometimes. Now we are going to take the legs and we're going to rotate them at the knee swivel, bring these sections out, bring out the feet, and then shift this entire tanker assembly up until it's fully collapsed on that double hinge. And then this will come around and sort of peg into the sides. Then you want to take the hips and shift them up. Well, before you do that, actually, you want to remove the wheels and then fold the crotch flap down. Oh, this one's really stiff. Oh my God. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness. That one actually, yeah, I don't like that. Then you bring this in right here. I'm also just noticing there's 3mm clips, or 3mm posts for clip points right there. That's kind of neat. So you bring all that together. Then you peg the tanker together here at the top. Then you peg it together here at the back. Just like that. And then you sort of have the truck done. Now you want to take the MechTech weapon and it will slot into the out of focus truck. It will slot in, oh, fold down the trigger, or the handle, sorry. Slot that in right there and it'll fit. Then you take the cloak and you rotate the hood in and it'll sort of like fill in this gap here. And this just sits there. Doesn't really have a locking point, it just sits there. And if you have the evasion mode gun, you can peg it into here. You can peg it into the, you can have it shoot. Where'd the missile go? I found it. You can peg it into the top here. So I do this because that looks funny, but I think the better way to store it would be here, because it sort of just blends in a bit more, and then on this side you don't see it. But there you go, that is the transformation to truck. It's fun and doable. There's just a couple of little bits that annoy me, like pegging this stuff in. This will not stay together. Pegging this front section in and getting that squeezed together because it's kind of tight. That's a neat truck. The window sticks out, and I'm assuming the real life truck does that. I don't know anything about trucks. I know cars, I don't know trucks. This looks cool though, very intimidating, even though the grill spikes are missing. I love how the weapon stores. It's so hidden, it's great, but that's not the coolest thing this can do. So it's like Motormaster in concept. The trailer is built in, but it actually rotates on an axis. That's so cool. Oh, and a spring-loaded 5mm port at the top so I can put Prime's gun there, and yeah, that's more traditional Transformers weapon storage. It's a cool toy, and surprisingly, it was very hard for me to find one in person. I didn't want to use eBay because global shipping service Canada is terrible. My local shop had 3 of these in the span of like the last few years. One of them had a War for Cybertron Megatron head on it for some reason. The other copy, I just dropped something. The other copy I did buy, and someone glued the trailer hitch gimmick together, if I don't know why, and now this. But I like it. It was legit hard for me to find one in person, but I really like it. Like, even at TFCon, I couldn't find one, which was insane. But it was like 20 bucks or something. So if you can find one for that price, then I would say go for it. It's a lot of fun. It's a nice, like, older sort of figure, but it still has a bunch of modern stuff to it. And the gimmick in the truck mode is really cool. But that's my look at Dark of the Moon Voyager class Megatron. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.